Okay guys, here we are on the stage. We have Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas to my right, and of course we have the guys from DUX America to my left. We're going to do the coin toss shortly, but before that, quick question for the guys. Massive game, what are you thinking?
Confident. I mean, we played well the last game. We up against a very, very strong squad with some friends in as well. So going to be very tough, and just hoping for a good game of FIFA.
You mentioned friends, obviously Zinio, an ex-player of Team Hullet. Does that make it better for you? Is that on the matchup, or is it harder because you might knock him out?
Harder. I mean, Team Hullet is a very, very good club, right? That makes talents even better, you know. So as I said, they have two fantastic players, and yeah, will be very, very tough.
And Zinio, in terms of the team rankings, you're officially the highest ranked team left in the tournament, ranked number 9 in the world coming into this. Does that make you the favourites over these guys who are ranked 18?
No, never. They are both quality players, and we want to show that it's a new day. We played very well the first game, but nothing matters. We have to win against them.
How do you feel going up against the next team of yours?
Yeah, it's very happy. I'm very happy for it because I have a huge respect for everyone at Team Hullet, and I have an amazing history there. But now I represent DUX, and I'll do everything for DUX to win.
Okay, right, we've got to get the coin toss done. We've got head referee here, James. We've got the blue side and the green side of the coin. Which team is which, please?
Blue side is DUX America, green side is TG.NIP.
Okay, so go ahead with the coin toss, please, James. It is green, which I believe you said was Team Hullet Ninja in pyjamas, which means they will be home in the second leg. So congratulations on winning the toss, but it's only the first start of the game. If you'd like to go to your booths, guys, get comfortable, get ready, you can make your way to your booths. So that's the next matchup. Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas versus DUX America. Huge, huge game. The winning team will get a minimum of $75,000. I'm actually casting this one with Mike, so I'm going to make my way up there quickly, and I'll see you in a few seconds, Mike.
We'll see how quick that Spencer makes his way up here and whatnot. See, the players are getting into their designated areas, their pods. Let me give you the situation. We've got, of course, TG, NIP, and I don't know why, but we really haven't talked about them as much as they probably deserve, considering their results this year. And then on the other end, we've got the DUX America that's been rejuvenated. They were emotional getting out of the group stage as Spencer's made his way up here.
Hello.
Have you joined me?
I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for the big one. Who's your favourite for this one, Mike? I've got my ideas.
Yeah, let me give you the lay of the land. TG, NIP, clearly the favorites in my opinion.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that DUX America can't make this happen. You've got two quality players. There was Zinio, who came from that Team Hullet Academy that we talked about a little bit. Neat, who's kind of been up and coming for a while. I think he's arrived now, it's safe to say. We saw him in La Liga. He was the next face of Spain. He started to now make it out of group stages, making runs in brackets. This is going to add to that legacy to be able to do that with DUX America. But Alito and Levy have already won an event this year.
Sure.
Why are we not talking about this? I don't care about overall rankings. These are like one of the few teams that is actually a champion this year, this season. They have results right here, right now.
The rankings in this are quite heavily weighted in previous performances at this event, aren't they? Obviously, DUX America doing well in the past. Even though they're ranked 9th, Team Hullet 18th, you're saying don't read too much into that?
In this case, I'm not going to. For whatever reason, again, I don't feel like we've brought up that Alito and Levy have been playing together for multiple years and with success in those years, and then this is their best year together.
Yeah.
If anybody came into the competition, they have to be the favorite. I know we built up RB Leipzig a lot because we like what we see, but in terms of results, RB Leipzig took part in that same tournament.
Yeah, you mentioned RB Leipzig. The winning team from this match will play the winners of RB Leipzig versus Brondby. So whatever happens, we're going to have a massive semi-final. That's what happens when you get to this stage of competitive FIFA at the high level. Amazing matchups to look forward to. I know it was the last game we saw, but that Futwiz game, 2 games in a row, they have given us absolute slugfests, and they've come out on top.
And I also talked to Renzo after TG.NIP was able to get through the last round, and I asked him about DUX America, and he said that he felt really good, that they haven't necessarily played their best yet, but they're building in the right direction.
Okay.
And that this is a good matchup for them. That's kind of what Renzo had to say. You know, he doesn't give you too much.
No.
He doesn't give you the key attributes or characteristics, the tactics. I try. I stir it up. I tell him Spencer needs to know. That didn't work. I tried.
I'm hoping it's going to be a great matchup for us, a great matchup for the neutral as well. Whatever happens, you know, the money on the line is huge. Everyone at this stage has got a minimum of $40,000. Win this game, that goes up to 75. That's almost double, 35K jump up. and then you're looking serious because it does double after that. If you get runner-up, it's 150, and the winning team, of course, 300,000 smackaroonies.
And it gets real. You're one step away. You've made it to Championship Sunday in this case. I know the days are going to mix up amongst these 2.5 weeks that we're in Saudi. And at that point, you go back and you say, I think we could actually win this. We've got to where we need to be. We're in the semifinals. We're pushing forward. We're one game away from doubling basically everything.
You see the focus on Levi de Veer's face there. He was almost going into a meditative state to get ready for this one. And the concentration, Mike, is so key. You know, you've played at the highest level yourself. When you get to this level, the difference between teams isn't that much. I think if you can keep that concentration, that's the difference, right?
Well, and to your point, I think we should look at the previous game. FUTWIZ and Wave going up against each other. I didn't expect FUTWIZ to get back into that at some point, and they made it happen.
Character.
They had huge moments. That's been the best FUTWIZ team. We've talked about it in many occasions. I talked to Dan earlier as well, but he's put up so many different combinations and signed a bunch of different players, developed brands, and this has easily been the most valuable team between Ethan and Nickstep. It works. You've got that mechanical player, you've got a lot of those different skills, and they've pushed on to the semis as we're getting underway.
And we are underway here. DUX America in the darker strip. TG.NIP, that's Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas in the all-white strip. This is a big one. This is a quarter-final for a spot in the semi-finals for a minimum of $75,000.
And both these teams have a similar setup in terms of having your structured organizing player to go with your mechanical wild card creator in the final third. If you're looking at DUX America, Neat's going to be that guy that's looking to do all sorts of crazy maneuvers and expect the unexpected, so to speak. And then Levy is the same thing for TG.NIP. It's a combination that works. It's shown a lot of substance between these competitors.
Seeing a decent amount of Dutch representation for the obviously Dutch-based Team Hullet side, with the likes of Van Persie and De Ligt in the team. But it's Ronaldo, a man who played in Holland, of course, for PSV Eindhoven, looking to break the deadlock, but unsuccessful as he goes back to DUX America.
I think they'd like a second chance at that if you're NIP. Right place, right time. I don't know if he needed the Elastico. Already in a prime position there with R9, the prime version of R9. Let him do his job, tap that home. Maybe surprised to actually be able to square it up and get that kind of spacing.
Buffon on the ball here for DUX. Finds Bruno Fernandes on the right side of the pitch.
Surely this is new for you, to be able to talk about Buffon as the starting center back in competitive FIFA.
Buffon, I mean, he's that good, he probably could do a job of centre-back for you, to be fair. But, of course, that is some of the idiosyncrasies that only Ultimate Team can throw up for you, as Henry gets the ball into a shooting range for Hullet against Team Hullet. That would be almost poetic injustice there if it had gone in against the team who's named after the Dutch legend.
Spencer, if that's time green, I think that's hitting the back of the net. They need just that extra emphasis, and we talk about the margins again. Again, as well, seeing Henry makes me feel a certain type of way. It's been nearly 5 years, 5 years since we've seen him in action in competitive play.
Here's Ronaldo with a strike, and it's off target. Huge chance there for DUX America to take the lead. Unable to challenge the keeper on that occasion.
Like what I'm seeing, Spencer. Opportunities both ways, end-to-end stuff. I thought this might be a little more of a defensive matchup, but both teams are going for it.
Mbappe looking over the top for Ronaldo. What a thing it would be to have those two in the same team, as Maldini, one of the best defenders of all time, dispossesses the Brazilian. Hullet there getting the ball deep for his team. Finds Buffon. Just spreading the ball around the back here, DUX America. We've got two legs, of course. It's still very much early days in this tie. No rush for either team to panic, as Bruno just flicks the ball up to himself there. Hullet with driven pass to Mbappe. Mbappe on both sides. Great roulette. Not once, but twice. Frenchman unable to get the shot off.
And that's that gifted and talented creativity that we talk about. When you can find the ingenuity, you got a certain fluidity, there's some flavor, that extra initiative that you need to have to unlock that space. The double roulette was sweet. It didn't work out. Fantastic defending.
Ronaldo to Hakimi, looking for an overlap on this right side as Mbappe makes his way into the box. Can he get it across? No. Martinez with the defensive work there as they get a short corner here. TG.NIP looking to make something happen. Back to Hakimi, who finds Mbappe. He's going to strike one! Oh my word, if it was on target, surely it was a goal.
And I thought that might have nipped the post a little bit on its way. You see the setup there, you get a little bit of an advantage with that power shot if you can get the ball in the air. So you'll see sometimes rainbow flicks, they're popping up like you saw there, a self setup for the volley. It just gives you a little bit of that extra oomph for some of those distance connections if you're going for the power shot.
It's a game being played with real attacking intent here. Neither team shy of a long-range effort as Hullet looks for the pass into Mbappe. But once again, DUX very good at turning the ball back over of the press. Driven pass, looking to go through the eye of a needle there into Thierry Henry, but unable to find the Frenchman. TG.NIP now trying to get an attack of their own going with Theo. Hernandez goes back to De Ligt. Militao. That's where we're seeing the real diversification of player selection is in the defence, isn't it? Because there's certain key attacking individuals that almost everyone is using.
And it comes down to preference, where you feel most comfortable in terms of some of your squad building, what players have you put the most time in? Because remember, quite a few of the players that we're seeing on display, they are relatively new introductions. You might not have that many reps. So you want to go with players that have already put in some...
Chance here, Mbappe in the box looks to get a shot off. Yeah, you talk about reps. How many games would you want to have played with a player before you can say they're kind of settled?
Until I feel comfortable. And sometimes that's very quickly, and that's kind of what I was getting is some players or competitors or teams have gone with players that are sure things for them, and they didn't necessarily adapt to the new meta, the new players. All these goalkeepers being introduced, which is something we've never seen in FIFA, ever. I think we have 9 outfield goalkeepers.
Mad.
And a lot of them are very usable. We've seen Petr Cech in action. You've seen the likes of Savic doing the bits. You've got Buffon, you've got Martinez.
Mbappe making inroads here, finds his compatriot Martial. Martial back to Hullet. Hullet once again trying that driven pass, but gets the rebound, keeps the ball. Henry also unsuccessful in picking out a teammate. And now Mbappe can play it infield to Hullet for TG.NIP. Van Persie. Poor pass though, dispossessed. They get it back. Thierry Henry just slows things down. You see Henry on both sides here.
I love to see it.
Playing from the left for both teams.
Again, I'm throwing it back to the FIFA 17, FIFA 18 days where Henry was making appearances, whether as a starter or even coming off the bench. And then as players got upgraded and changes came into different titles and different adjustments, we saw less and less Henry being included at the competitive scene. Obviously, he has a new item now, the big upgrade. And I don't know how that's 0-0 at halftime. I'm just going to throw that out there. That was a very offensive game that did not include any goals, didn't have that big breakthrough, but it had a lot of moments.
Half-time in the first leg, so a quarter of the way through the tie. Little point to talk about here is that the height difference of the chairs of Olelito and Levi David.
That could be an angle. Is that a real thing?
No, it's a real thing. It's something we see a lot from Olelito. He sits with his chair so high. I think I asked him about it last year, and it's based on the way he plays at home. I think he has a similar setup. But obviously Levi prefers a lower option. So there's almost a foot between them there. These two playing off a more even keel here. But that is, of course, DUX America. Who do you think favoured that first half, Mike?
Wow, so even. Both had chances, a lot of half chances. I liked what I saw because attacking-wise, both teams were confident. It was decisive. We didn't have any of that hesitant play. It wasn't cagey. Even though it's 0-0, often when we get to these stages in competitions, teams tighten up. And you don't get some of those skill moves, the expression, the cancellations, the extra passes, the reactions and the instinctive nature. And I felt like that had all of that. So I think it's super even. And just to give you a little bit of storytelling, DUX has been kind of hit and miss. They got out of the groups, very difficult group to get out of. They needed help to get out of the group, whereas TG.NIP were a little more consistent, grinded through what we expect to see from them. If you talk to them, they said they probably should have had more points, but either way, they still represented who they are.
Yeah, DUX actually got out of the group with the least points of anyone that got out of the group, which was 12. The same as Team Exceed, who also had 12, but DUX had an inferior goal difference. So technically the luckiest team to squeeze through, you could say. But how many times have we seen it before, Mike? It's just about getting out the groups.
And once it's shifted into the best of 2 format here with the aggregate scorelines, they've looked a lot better.
Ball given away lightly there by TG.NIP. I think that's probably something that we saw quite a lot in the first half, is they'd be a little bit more reckless in possession. And DUX America just pouncing and pressing with a bit more accuracy. Here they are on the ball then with Henry. Can he get it back to Mbappe? There's Bruno out wide, goes back instead to Ruud Hullet. Gives the ball away himself. Counter opportunity for Team Hullet. Van Persie looking down the left here for Henry. 2 ex-Arsenal players, of course. Back to Van Persie. Ronaldo, chance for Martial. The shot blocked by Maldini.
And again, the inclusion of RVP. It's been a long time. I don't think that he's actually ever been used in competitive FIFA. until this year. Again, with new introductions and the shift of some of those positions, it gave them more value with some of the icons.
That post-headed opportunity for DeLit. I think he might have got the final touch. Yes, he did. It's a goal kick. What would be one of the factors as to why they are liking Van Persie? Would it be the fact he's got a bit of height as well?
Well, the stats got better. Plain and simple, his stats improved dramatically. Having the height, having the ability to finish, having the weak foot, having the skill moves, it gives you more dynamic capabilities on the virtual pitch. That's kind of what it comes down to. When you're looking at margins, every advantage plays a factor. You never know when, but you'll take it if you got it.
And of course, the draft factor of this tournament is kind of unique compared to the same event last year. They didn't have to pick players in the same way, so we are seeing a bit more unique selections from time to time, which I personally like. I think it gives each squad its own identity. This game is very tight right now. No goals to speak of as of yet. Will it stay that way? I'm not sure. As Hakimi finds Mbappe, back to Martial. TG.NIP just spreading the ball from flank to flank. Van Persie inside to Henry. Is there an overlap opportunity? Henry holds on to it. Does eventually pass to Ronaldo. Maldini really shining in defence for DUX America.
I didn't love that build-up. It's right place, right time. I think they delayed the pass too much. Kind of put him into a hospital ball in the middle of the pitch. Defenders all around him.
R9 absolutely fizzing that one at Mbappe. Far too high for him to control it, but DUX trying to get this one out of their defensive third.
Another trend or theme that you're going to see in the meta, a lot of 5 at the back, or at least fullbacks that are really going to overlap, and that's why you see these attacking fullbacks. You'll see even the likes of Van Persie playing as a fullback for that reason, to give you more of an outlet offensively, because it's more important for them to get forward and to be able to whip in the crosses, to find the extra pass, a long shot, a power shot, than it is for their defensive capabilities. And that's, again, another shift that we've seen with some of the patches and updates.
Chance here, Henry overlapping down the left side, tries to play it back. TG.NIP unable to hold on to the ball there as they give it away, and now Hullet can try and get it up the other end of the pitch with Maldini. Martial comes deep to receive the ball. Mbappe. He's going to go back, I think, and play it safe. Is he maybe switching it? There it is. Lots of space over on the left side here for Martinez. Just waiting for the right pass. Goes for a cross. Good ball. Had to be headed away by Theo Hernandez, and it was. But Henry picks it up on that right foot. Martial into Ronaldo here. Great defending from DeLit.
Good offense, even better defense. And I was just going to say that TG.NIP looked a little more likely until that breakthrough for DUX America. A little more like they're probing. They'd get into the right places, at the right locations, at the right times, and it just comes down to that final skill, the quick pass, the 1-2, maybe the big cross, the knockdown. We're seeing a lot of crossing in the 2v2s.
Great switch from Hullet to set this play up as Hakimi finds Mbappe, but Mbappe's pass was intercepted. And now, DUX America trying to get it out of their half once again. You'd say that TG.NIP have probably had more advanced possession in this second half than they did in the first half, bringing the game a little bit more to their opponents, but neither team really breaking the other down and creating those one-on-one opportunities. Ronaldo on the ball here. Assessing his options, goes for the switch. Best way to create space in this game has been to switch the ball, as we see it once again done from right to left. Van Persie, bit of a sloppy pass there. The two Hullets coming head to head. And now Henry, can he pick out a pass to the right? He's got a numerical advantage over there. First touch was key. Mbappe's onside. Can he find a teammate in the box? He does. Bruno. Great defending, and it's really been a battle of the centre-backs this game.
It's something that's been missing from both sides. We really haven't seen many crosses. There might have been a couple whip-ins, but a big key that we've seen work in the 2v2s, isolating a matchup, taking advantage of that matchup. You whip in a cross, let him knock it down. And that second knockdown or that flick on will open up the space for you. And we really haven't seen that from either team in terms of a method to try to break down your opposition.
Could there be a chance for a cross here with Van Persie? Goes short instead to Thierry Henry. Oh, he's gone from outside the boot effort, and what a goal that is! In a game of few chances, it needed a moment of absolute genius. And I don't know what else to use to describe that goal but genius.
I think Levy stood up to take that bow, or to make sure that he claimed it. He got the recognition. You saw the ball roll, unlocks the space. There's no weak foot now with these upgrades. Right place, right location, big moment in the match, changes the dynamic, changes the momentum, and what a finish. Just incredible.
Absolutely unreal. Left foot outside of the boot. Let's take another look at it because I could watch that one all day long. Didn't go with the cross, went short instead. Thierry Henry, look at that from the Frenchman. Take a bow, Monsieur Thierry Henry.
And the previous iteration or the previous version of Henry couldn't do that. Didn't give you that. With the weak foot to line that up, he doesn't have the same types of agility. This upgraded item, this version of Henry is something special, has that silky sauce, really represents him better compared to how he was on the actual pitch and then how it translates to the virtual pitch. We have an item. We have a man on a mission. And Levy's got the fingertips or the finger work or the hands to kind of bring that vision together.
Quite a unique goal to the game, that, isn't it? Because, you know, traditional football, there's almost no way Thierry wouldn't use his right foot in that scenario. But the game being what it is, allowing you to make those choices as the player, as the user of the player, you can mix it up a little bit.
And it's part of the meta. We're looking at finding those angles, and that Trivela shot, we know it works. And he does it from distance, catches the goalkeeper out of position. That's a big key, that the goalkeeper had stepped up a little bit and he's able to hit that back corner.
Amazing stuff there from Levy David for Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas, who take the 1-0 lead, looking like they're probably going to close out this first leg with the advantage. And don't see there being a lot of goals in this game. That could be the one that decides it, Mike.
I think there's more goals to be had, whether they're adding a goal or we're going to have some sort of comeback on display. I will say this, all the games today have kind of lived up to the hype. It doesn't always go that way. I looked through the penalty kicks that we saw to start off the day. Multiple penalty kicks into the first match. And on dream comebacks and an extra time that was extremely active. We've got Napoli out here with synchronized celebrations. Didn't expect that to happen. Really didn't expect them to make the run that they've made it. And you've interviewed them, you've talked to them. There's a lot of energy, there's a positivity, there's optimism in the air. They said they've been preparing for this. They're doing a lot of this as well. That's why I'm doing it with you. The results are there. The last game, Footwiz, Wave. We talked about Stingray, we talked about Fuma. What about Ethan? What about Nixnap? And then this game, I know it was 1-0, but that doesn't do justice to what we really saw. And you can see both teams trying to outthink each other. They're trying all sorts of different ways to find angles, work out the extra pass, get a little bit of that extra spacing.
Yeah, it's a high-level game, make no mistake. I mean, actually, the games we've seen so far today, I think we've watched 10 games so far. I've only seen 1-1-0. Every other game has been 2 goals or more. In the last 2 games, we saw 7 and 4. So if that's anything to go by, we may see some more goals. But let's take a look at the only goal that's happened so far in this match. It was an absolute screamer from Thierry Henry on the outside of the weak foot. And yeah, it really was about the ingenuity from Levy David, particularly to try this, not to go the Ruud Gullit pass and to have a chance from distance.
He claims it, taps the badge. Again, it's all about recognizing what your opposition is giving you as well. Ruud Gullit's sitting back a little bit. They're not in position, and it allows him to go ahead and whip something special out of the bag. We saw a couple power shots, other long shots that got blocked, attempted. Nobody really got a clear breakthrough. A lot of half chances.
What do you expect to happen in this second leg? Obviously, only being 1 goal between them. You know, does there need to be any drastic changes from DUX America?
I don't think we're going to see a drastic shift, especially not with what we've seen them do thus far in this competition. However, going into the second half, is if it stays 1-0, that's when you're going to start to see substitutions, formation changes, maybe some more coaching talks in terms of tactical adjustments. And it still might be a little early to bring the pressure, but trust by the 65th, 70th minute, you might have to deal with that team press or that constant press. And if you played a lot of FIFA this year, you know how quickly that can change everything and how it's happening in the game, even your player positioning.
Next goal really is crucial in this one. Obviously, if Team Hullet were to get it, they'd take the 2-0 lead. And based on the way the first leg went, you do wonder whether DUX can find a way. We've talked a lot about their lack of goals this tournament, and even the guys were surprised to see them score 2 in the previous match. They won their game 2-1, if you remember, against Basel, whereas the win for TG.NIP was 2-0 against a very good Apogee Poland side, meaning that so far, in the knockouts at least, Team Hullet haven't conceded a goal. The defence has been key for them.
And part of that, I feel, is if Zizinho's kind of letting Neat be Neat, and he's almost too precise at times. If you watch some of the skill moves and the cancellations and the extras that he's going to give you within that box, you love to see it. But at the same time, you're thinking, when's he going to shoot? Let it go. Let it work.
More shots off, is that what you're saying?
Especially considering that you might get a bounce back. You might get a rebound. We just saw that as the decider in the Footwiz game.
Yeah.
You had the breakaway. You timed it green. It was a 1v1. The goalkeeper movement was there. It kind of rebounds back to you. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. You're in the right place. You're in the right location. Go ahead and give us something to talk about. Let Zizinho have a chance maybe to follow it up. Give you a little extra skill move.
Well, it is Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas game to lose. They are 1-0 up, but it is a small margin of a lead right now, and that man on the screen right there, Zizinho, is one half of the Team DUX America side who have got to try and get back in this game. Can they do it? Will they do it? I mean, a lot of people thought they were going to beat Basel in the last round, Mike, and they found a way to come back from 1-0 down to win 2-1 in that one.
That didn't surprise me, and it's not a knock on Basel. They've been amazing, especially throughout the group stage, but experience, once you get into these knockout rounds, these bracket rounds, comes into play. You're playing 2 legs. You got 2 guys that have done that before. Zizinho has a lot of competitive experience. We talked about needing some of the 1v1s as well, and something that I really appreciated is when you interviewed them, after they qualified, they were emotional. And Zizinho especially said that he's had some struggles the last couple of years with some of the results, and that this made it all worth it, that they got out of that group stage. They put themselves in this position. Now they've got by Basel. If you don't think they're going to come in motivated, focused, dialed in this second leg, then you've got another thing coming.
Reminder what's at stake here, apart from a place in the last 4 and obviously a chance to progress further in this competition. The money jumps up significantly. Everyone in the last 8 is taking home $40,000, but win this game, that jumps up almost double to $75,000. So you can understand why you're seeing a little bit of tenseness and pressure in the 2 player booths on the screen right now as we prepare to get this second leg underway. 1-0 to TG.NIP versus DUX America. Will it stay that way? We're going to find out, Mike Nobel.
And just to reiterate on or echo Spencer's point, that's a $35,000 difference. So like I said, almost double, and that's $35,000 of bragging rights as well as you push forward.
Of course, a massive moment in any career in this industry. So it's nice to see these 2 teams battle it out, both very kind of successful and well known in the FIFA Esports scene. And it is TG.NIP with the fancy footwork trying to maybe double their lead. DUX America in the red strip this game. Can they get an equaliser sooner rather than later, just to take the nerves off of it? Because the longer it goes, the more tense it will get for the DUX American side. Bruno comes infield here, finds Martial. Playing it round the back, those 3 centre-backs. Martinez with the switch over to Bruno, dispossessed. Bruno with the throw in here for DUX America, looking for an option. Well defended by Team TG.NIP because they didn't allow him any options. They got the ball back and now they can mount an attack of their own.
And I don't love that. I know that it's small, all things considered, but small margins are the ways that you separate yourself at the competitive level.
They add up.
Whether it's corner kicks, it's some sort of set piece, taking it short, losing the ball on a throw-in, all of it.
Oh, nice footwork there from Henri to create space. He's found his way into the box. Can he find a teammate? Goes for the shot instead and is saved.
It wouldn't have that possession without the throw-in, to the point that I was trying to make.
Everything is a cause and effect. The butterfly effect is real, guys. Bruno Fernandes giving the ball away once again. This is exactly what Mike was talking about. And it does look like TG.NIP playing with that little bit of confidence and bravado that only 1 goal seems to have got them.
And again, it's hard to argue that there's been a 2v2 team that has more experience at this point, playing together, multiple tournaments, making deep runs into multiple tournaments. 2 guys that spend a lot of time in the boot camp. I'm calling it the Renzo camp at this point. Sponsored by Renzo and Team Hullet.
I know they've had some recent success, but would it be fair to say as a duo they haven't quite won as much as we probably thought they were going to when they first burst onto the scene? With such an impressive roster.
I would have said that if they didn't have that opening win this year.
Of course.
We went through 8 weeks together in London. The best of the best were there. We're looking at all these different invitations and qualifications and players grinding through the groups and then beating Fnatic in the finals as well. RB Leipzig again taking part in that. A lot of the teams that are on display here actually took part in that.
But on the biggest stage, which is where we are right now, they've come close. They've not quite delivered yet.
Do they need more? I'd say yes.
To become real legendary, you know, a 2v2 team, I think that's what they're looking for. But they're looking good here.
You know why I give a little more credit is because Alito's on this TG.NIP squad, and we saw him win with
Chance here. Can they double their lead? It's Ronaldo bursts into the box. There's a shot. It's a huge save from Van der Sar in goal, because that could have been game over if it had gone in.
Has to be converting from there, and you're going to like this. Maybe the reason that I lean on TG.NIP is needing more credit is because Alito's on that team, and Eprem, a little bit of a different format, but with Stokes, a different partner, they got the job done this year. So he's sitting good with 2 wins with 2 different partners.
Stokes is a world-class player, what can I say? As is Alito.
I agree.
As is everyone at this stage of the competition. Henry! Oh, a huge left hand from the Belgian, Thibaut Courtois, because that looked destined to be a goal.
Man, what a outside of the foot elastico as well to set it up with the skill.
Mbappe with a left foot finesse attempt. DUX America, though, getting some more shots off, a little bit more promising from them.
That was the chance. And you see Henry making such a big difference. You're not used to him doing skill moves on his left foot, taking long-range efforts on his left foot. You see in the Trivela on his left foot.
It's definitely opening up here in this tie. I do expect there to be more goals before the final whistle is blown. DUX America getting the ball back here with Gianluigi Buffon. Martial, big switch attempt over to the right side, headed back inside. Was that I think he got a flick on that. It was a very brave defensive header, almost borderline foolish, back into his own box.
And I told you, that's something we were missing. We didn't have some of these deep switches into those crosses, into those knockdowns, allowing for some sort of mistouch or some sort of havoc in the box. Sometimes you have to create that. You have to make people have that moment of being a little bit unsure. The mishandling.
Tactical pause here. Quick question for you, Mike. We know Napoli are through. We know Futwiz are through.
Yep.
One of these guys are going through, and then obviously one of RB Leipzig and Brøndby. Where's your potential winning team and all that? Could it be these guys if it was Team Hullet to finish the job? We're going to take a look at the... I'll let you think about that one, Mike, because we're going to take a look at that massive save first. Look at this. Henry on the left foot. Easily could have been a goal, but Thibaut Courtois is so hard to beat, both in the real-life football pitch and the virtual one. Massive moment in the game, make no mistake.
I think the winner of the E-Club comes from this side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Where you're looking at DUX, TG.NIP, Leipzig, and Brøndby. I think Brøndby's going to cause a lot of problems for RB Leipzig.
How amazing that we've got not just a previous winner, but a double winner of Brøndby, who could be the only team ever to win it 3 times. And the only team to win it 2 times, let alone 3 times.
And you have 3 Danes on display in that matchup as well.
Denmark really outperforming their population size when it comes to FIFA, you have to say. De Ligt switching it over now to Robin van Persie, who's hugging this touchline. Is there a left foot cross option? Instead he goes short. Henry. Just waiting for an opening, and that's disappointing from Team Hullet. I think maybe Van Persie could have got it in quicker.
Went for a ball roll, tried to resurface it or recycle it. The final execution there with the step over is just wrong.
Now DUX America bursting down the right in the latter stages. This first half, great ball into the corridor of uncertainty, if you will. It's not going to fall for anyone, though, that loose header. And now, just as we approach half-time, could we see the final attack from Team Hullet? Maybe a few attacks still.
It was the right idea with the early cross, the right matchup. I think it needed a little bit of additional, I was even going to say maybe a little more lobbable. Just the timing wasn't quite there. He's still arriving.
A perfect one for the centre-back just to get the heck out of there. Right, less than 2 minutes on the clock here, FIFA time, as we approach the end of the first half of this second leg. It'll be an absolutely fantastic time for DUX America to score, but they've lost the ball. It's still them, though, in this last attack chance. They need to get it forward. Martial to Ronaldo. Is there a ball there for the middle?
He missed it. He missed the
That
pass.
was the one.
You saw what I saw.
Yeah.
They saw it in the crowd. Especially at 45th minute spend. They got to send that over the top.
Only a handful of chances, maybe a few more than the first leg, but it is a game with few chances. But I still feel like there's going to be more drama in this story.
Yeah, I'm cool with a little more additional narrative. And I'd even argue that when you're looking at TG.NIP, first 20, 25 goes to them, and the back half or the back end goes to DUX America.
What do you think Renzo's saying to them now? Obviously got the coaching tool there, he's looking at something and he's giving them some feedback.
Well, based on how far he drew that finger down, I'm thinking something about switching the pitch.
Switch it more?
Switching the pitch more. Oh, well, you start to be able to work the clock now. Game management comes into play. This is the final half of the 4 segmented halves in the second leg, and you can start limiting how many total attacks your opposition's going to have.
This is where the coaches can really earn their money, isn't it, so to speak, because especially in a game like this, a little bit of insight, tactical analysis that makes a little difference. It might not lead to a goal, but it might stop them conceding a goal.
Well, and you saw the adjustment as well. DUX America made a change there where you're seeing a little more whippage out wide, and then they're throwing in those crosses. Sometimes I think they're actually looking for the second ball, the clearance, to see if they can get on the end of that.
Yep. It's a strategy that can work. We've seen plenty of goals from crosses over the last few days here in Riyadh. So we get ready for this second half of the second leg. As things stand, DUX America will be exiting the tournament. The highest ranked team left in the tournament they are, ranked number 9 in the world, but it's the 18th ranked team that are on top right now.
And if you review that first half, each team had a wide open opportunity, both with Henry, ironically here, as we had a breakaway for TG.NIP, and then you had the beautiful outside of the reverse elastic notice on the left foot, of course, from DUX America. Fantastic saves from Van der Sar.
Van der Sar and Courtois, they're both doing well for either side, stopping there being a goal in this game, but it'll be DUX America that are hurting more as a result of that, because they need a goal and they need it quick. But it is TG.NIP in the black strip that are on the ball right now. Theo Hernandez switching it once more, exactly what we think Renzo was telling them to do. Mbappe, can he go back out wide? Uses it as a decoy instead. Finds Ronaldo, it's the box,
Wow.
Huge tackle from Martinez. He's giving the ball away, can't do that, boys.
I thought he was off to the races. It's in that, I call it the money gap in FIFA, kind of in between the semicircle and the outside of the box. Is a really valuable attack zone. Got in there, had the advantage. I thought he might shield him off a little bit. Fantastic recovery from Martinez.
From a neutral perspective, the DUX America goal now would be unbelievable just to open this game up. Cause TG.NIP to open up a little bit, but they're attacking, to be fair. They're creating chances still. Martial, outside the boot, ball forward, headed into the box for Henry. Can he find the pass? I think the pass was on there.
He shouldn't be shooting there, Spen. He shouldn't be shooting there. He opened it up. You're right.
R9 was waiting for it, maybe for a one-time first touch finish.
And again, we saw that first-time header, that knockdown. That's where the space was. You got it into the zone you want to be in. The right skill move. Just shouldn't be going for a goal from there.
Martinez and Maldini have been really big defensive players in this matchup. Ronaldo trying to unlock something with a step over, and Mbappe tries the elastico. I mean, R9 doing step overs is just so... It just looks right, doesn't it? He's probably the best step over of the ball, I think, of all time.
I was going to say, it sounds terrifying, looks terrifying. I got second-hand scare seeing some of the step overs from R9.
Look at that intelligent header there from Martinez to his co-defender Maldini. He's really shone in this matchup.
I'm actually surprised how good this Martinez item is. I have him in my team. In my first run through, I didn't feel that impressed that he was that different, but the way that these guys have utilized him.
He's obviously not the tallest, but he's got a great leap on him. Reminds me of Cannavaro back in the day. Bruno Fernandes beats his man brilliantly, but Theo Hernandez says no. Henry, Ronaldo, strong pressing from the defence of DUX America. Klosterman now on the ball, just waiting. Theo Hernandez.
I also told you, 65th, 70th minute will when the major changes are going to happen. The pause has been cued.
Space created by Henry. Ronaldo finds Mbappe. Huge chance. Oh, is it a penalty? It is.
Surely.
It's a yellow card. I think it was Martinez that's given it away there. And it is a penalty for Ruud Gullit. It's saved. What a save from Van der Sar. Not for the first time in this game. DUX America on borrowed time here.
Why wouldn't it happen today? Everything like this has been going on. We've had a mix of everything on display. High scoring affairs, back and forth, extra time, penalty kicks. A lot of penalties being saved. A lot of penalties being missed.
I think I've been giving Martinez too much credit this game, because I've realised there's two of them on the pitch. They've got the defender Martinez, they've got the goalkeeper Martinez, both playing in defence.
They've both been playing well, to be fair.
They've both been great, yeah, exactly. Doing the name justice.
I like Klosterman as a fullback as well. It's a new item that's been introduced.
On the left side
He's looked reliable. He's looked very reliable.
All to play for here in this matchup, this quarter-final matchup. If you're just joining us, winning team will get a minimum of $75,000. Losing team will walk away with $40,000, which is no small change, I'm sure you agree. This is the penultimate quarter-final. We've got Leipzig versus Brøndby to come in an all-traditional football matchup. Could be a Champions League or Europa League tie, that one. But it's not. It's a FIFAe Club World Cup tie, live from Saudi Arabia. Some tactical changes being done, a much more aggressive free at the back being put into play here for DUX America. They're going to go for it here, throw everything at the barn door. Will they knock it down?
And this is where times get a little dicey, a little delicate, a little sensitive, because they're going to have a lot of risk, and they're looking for some of that reward.
It is TG.NIP with the ball, another free kick for them here. Chance to play it short and just wind this clock down a little bit. You can see the press already coming from DUX America. And it's worked a treat because they got the ball back via a throw-in.
But again, it's high risk, high reward. You get that breakthrough, there's no longer going to be that recovery. We're not going to be talking about the Martinez brothers that aren't related.
That we know of. Hullet on the ball here. Into Ronaldo. Great use of
it's
the
beautiful.
step over. Oh, the first time volley! Oh, Courtois made it look like a walk in the park.
What? And I'd love to watch that back. I don't know if Courtois was really moved over. It looked like he stepped forward, but I don't even know if they had manual movement there with the goalkeeper. And he just made it look just so business as usual.
Had to be hit first time though, right? Would you have done the same there, or would you have had the composure to take a touch?
It's easy to say now, I'm taking the touch. There's been a couple of those instances with DUX America, to be fair. They're in the right place, right time, wrong finish, wrong pass.
Now we're getting to the territory of the game here. Well, it's squeaky bum time for DUX America, but if they do score, momentum is huge for them. As the cross comes in, massive header away from Teo Hernandez. Corner to DUX America. We're going to have a tactical pause.
Wow. Yeah, just maybe a regrouping pause. I'd like to see Renzo's board again, if we can get that pulled up, what he's drawing up.
Could we see a substitution here for DUX America? Pogba looking like he might enter the fray. We're going to have a little replay here of the chance on the volley. It was left foot, it was Martial.
He is scooted. They manually moved the keeper over just slightly.
So massive use of the keeper movement there. Maybe it needed to be
very slight as well.
It needed to be lower, that volley as well, because it's perfect height for Courtois.
It's tough. I look at that again. I don't know if he had the time to take the touch.
I think the left foot is what took a little bit of shine off it as well. Here we go then. Could this be DUX America's moment? Courtois just too imposing a figure. So hard to get the ball over him. He's an absolute giant of a man. Sent forward by the Belgian, or it's given straight back to DUX America.
That's poor.
Really just need a little bit of composure from the Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas guys here, because the game is theirs if they keep the ball, but it's with DUX. Again, a massive intervention. That should be a corner.
But if you review that, that should be a skill move. That should be that time that you go for the step over, you have that body feint. You have even a ball roll, something. Give us a little bit of a wiggle.
Once again, though, ball given away to DUX America. Surely they won't keep wasting these opportunities. Bruno, dispossessed, no corner, kept on.
Oh, that's the wrong choice.
Giving it away again. Look at them. They're just swarming them. Ronaldo, poor choice, gets away with it. They're getting real luck here. Martial, is he onside? DeLit was there when they needed him to be.
Wow.
But it's back again with DUX America. It's going to be 6 minutes here of an onslaught.
Oh my goodness. The roulette was gorgeous.
Look at that. Every TG.NIP player is deep in their own box. It's defense versus attack here. Rude Hullet against his opposite number. Still Rude. Ronaldo, there's a shot. It's Courtois again, who really is putting out a man of the match performance here for TG.NIP. Short corner. Martial on the ball. Edge of the box here to Mbappe. Thinks about shooting. Drifts his way into the box. There's just too many defenders, Mike.
They're giving you a little bit of everything with some of these skill moves. See the power shot into the cancellation, attacks the space. It still wasn't enough.
Could seal the deal here. Do they need to attack? Do they just keep it in the corner? Surely that's where the smart money is. Holding on to it there. Dispossessed. Has to be now. DUX America back on the ball. Watch the bodies absolutely fly forward here. Can't give it away. This is it. Get it forward or you're out. There it is, it's over. They've given the ball away, and it will be Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas that progress. You can see there the whistle actually not gone amazingly, but it has now. Extra minute of injury time played. It is a big win for Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas. Look at the scenes. Jubilation from Levi David and Ololito, and commiserations to DUX America, who have done fantastic, Mike.
I'm so impressed on both sides. That was such high-level FIFA across the board, from the adjustments to the mechanics. When you look at some of the really detailed breakdowns, fantastic.
We can see Richard Buckley is there ready for an interview here, find out a little bit about what's going on the ground. So, Richard, what's the mood like down there?
It's jubilant. That's what it's like, Spain. Ololito, Levi David, Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas. I'll let you go and say your GGs very quickly. I mean, look at this. Ollie, Levi, got to grab you. 1-0. Do you want to say thank you to Thibaut Courtois first? I mean, what a win in the end. You got over the line just.
Yeah. I mean, usually we got a pen, 1-0 up. Our coach, Renzo, never called a pen before. Usually he's really good at pens. He calls it, gets it right. I'm like, now we need to defend for 25 more minutes. Finally, we got it over thanks to Courtois as well. I picked him. I think Hjelte is sitting there. He says that Courtois is always bad. Now he clutched up and yeah.
You should never ask me your pen again. You should never. Like, you've never asked it before, and now you do it. So I just want to save myself here for a second. But the guys are great.
I mean, Ollie, it's been a great season for Team Elite Ninja Pyjamas. EA Sports Cup win, semi-finals of the Club World Cup. What's it mean to you?
Means everything. And I've been thinking about this moment a bit, and I want to throw it out there. I think in terms of consistency, we're probably one of the best 2v2 teams to ever play. I mean, top 4 last year in E-Club, hopefully going further this time, Esports Cup champions as well. So I'm saying it so many times when I'm doing well. I love it, my coach, I love Levi, I love Hjelte, everyone behind Team Hullet and NIP. I want to say thank you to everyone home from Sweden. Thank you to the Saudi fans as well, they are amazing. And tomorrow we play the semi-finals.
Well, speaking of Renzo, I want to, can we get, Renzo, come back in. I want to ask you a question. Second leg at half-time, you paused, you pulled the iPad up, you got the players to have a look. What were you looking at?
I think it was more about some of the runs that we were making when we got in behind on the wing, and especially like we started off real free-flowing, and sometimes whenever the game develops, you just feel that they're not doing it anymore. So I'm just showing them whatever worked and whatever didn't work. And like when you just move on from that, you can tell these guys are just the best.
Final question to you: what's it like coaching these two? It must be a pleasure.
Yeah, of course. It is a pleasure. It's also sometimes very hard because I think if you saw them at the start of this day, you thought, okay, we're leaving, we're out. Because it wasn't pretty, and obviously it's a lot down to mentality, and I think that's where, I'm probably the most important. I know the game, but these guys, I know them through the inside out, so that's what's really, really a pleasure working with them and just being, their motivational coach as well sometimes.
Ollie, do you have any preference who you play next, or just bring anyone?
Nah, I don't think so. Leipzig are doing well, but I think when it's something that clicks on with me and Levi when it's actually competitive, especially going into Sunday again playing. So looking forward to tomorrow a lot. To me, it doesn't matter who we play. Brøndby and Leipzig are both great, and I'm just so happy at the moment.
I look forward to seeing you. 3 out of the 4 semi-finalists are locked and loaded. Back to the studio to break it all down.
Ollie's loving life there. I mean, Lee, most consistent club as well. Semi-finalist for the 2nd year running. That doesn't happen very often.
No, absolutely. I mean, in fairness, when we looked at the groups and you looked at the teams, I think a lot of people did have these reaching certainly the quarterfinals, but you know, they're there again. They've been here before. Now they're going to be thinking top 4's not good enough. We want to go all the way now, and it's going to be a tough ask because the next 2 teams they face, they're very good.
I mean, I say that, Mike, just because the game changes so much from year to year. The fact that they did it last year, okay, they faltered at the final hurdle. They did it again this year. The crowd, I know, is loud.
We didn't build them as a late game team that should really be considered, and they've got themselves into the top 4, and I still look back on the EA Sports Cup. We were all there for that. They beat a lot of the teams, and I said that on commentary, that are here, that are competing here, including Leipzig, who didn't make it to the finals. They beat Fnatic, of course, in those finals, and that could be an upcoming opposition, or you've got the likes of Brøndby, who you've already won a couple of these events.
At this stage, he doesn't mind, does he? Ololito said that. He'll have to wait and see who he's going to face in that semi-final. Mike, you were casting that matchup, though. You saw the goal, you saw the missed pens. Talk us through it one more time when we see it now.
Both teams were looking for space. A lot of times they got the ball in the right area. They're going for skills. So many fantastic moments of defending and reading of the game. You see Henry outside of the boot, outside of the box. Beautiful, perfect technique. Something you might see in FIFA, but I don't know if you could ever see in real life from Henry. And I talked about it even on the other side when you were looking at the outside of the boot Elastico with Henry. There's the penalty kick, draws the penalty kick. I guess they were talking to Renzo about the penalty kick.
He gets right for once, apparently.
it worked out. For TG.NIP, they missed the penalty, but they're still able to see out the game. Again, credit to their structure, credit to the defending reads, credit to getting out of some of these really difficult areas. Look at the roulette here, the razzle, the dazzle, another one of the elastos. Courtois making big saves, and it's a 1-0, but if you watch the game, it didn't feel like a 1-0 whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome job for Levi and Ololito. And that's really tough, isn't it? If Ololito asks Renzo in the heat at the moment, where do I put it? And he gets it wrong, you blame him. He got it right, you don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're putting a lot of pressure on the coach. Like, has the coach done his prep? Has he been watching? Has he figured out, like, does this player go the other way? Or is it just a 50-50 coin? coin toss. Not even a 50-50, could go straight down the middle. It was a good guess, though. Fantastic game from them. Honestly, DUX were really pressuring throughout that match towards the end there. Another great defensive masterclass, effectively. We were talking about, obviously, the game earlier on with Atalanta and Wave. TG.NIP, they've not let many goals in so far. They have been really strong.
Yeah, obviously you saw DUX as well. We haven't spoken much about them. We didn't, unfortunately, get to hear from the DUX America boys. They had a great run today, Mike.
And I think they played fantastic in that game. Again, and I mean this sincerely, watch that back. If you are a fan of FIFA, especially high-level FIFA, you can see both teams adjusting, and they're trying to whip in crosses, and you're seeing additional skills. You're seeing goalkeeper movement, all the intricacies, even some player lock. Just details you probably don't have in your locker, especially not instinctively. And it's just a beautiful matchup, and congratulations to TG.NIP, but DUX should definitely hang their head high. They've done really well to battle out of that group of death and then put themselves in this situation. They were a lot better today than they were the previous couple of days, at least in my opinion.
I would echo that, yeah. Top 8 in the world for DUX America. After yesterday, we didn't expect them to go on to day 3, and they did that, and they definitely made themselves and their team proud as well.